Shae's an asshole.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. The next episode of Red Valkyrie is about to start. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Red Valkyrie. I hate that you get this shit in now. Like you've gotten too good at this every time right before we go live that you get to say your little quit. So annoying.
Yes, you can't have the first word, but you usually get the last word. So
yes, I normally do because I'm the one that gets to tell you to shut the fuck up. So obviously I'm Shae the Red. I'm here with Alex, aka CY.borg Valkyrie. How are you, you douchebag?
I'm awesome. And you know what? My finger was hovering over the button to remove you, but I'm like, no, I cannot do that right before she does the introductions because that would be like horrible. But you know, I can do it now. Yeah, so much more peaceful on this early Saturday morning. Oh, I see that she threw that up there. Would you also remove the banner, please? The scrolling banner, if you're gonna fucking throw me on the spot. Thank you. So I want to throw a shout out to our sponsor and thank them for sponsoring the shit show. The Dragon's Treasure for your anime-inspired tea needs. Use the code Red Valkyrie at checkout for 10% off your order.
Good job.
Thought you'd fuck it up, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I was hoping. So we're here with Aimee, right? Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Shit, I swear I fuck this stuff up every time. We're here with the amazing creator behind Reality Hackers, and if you have scrolled through this campaign, yeah, it's a pretty interesting looking campaign for sure. So you want to play your trailer before we get into it, right?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, let's do it.
Yes, the prices are real.
I really liked that. That was really cool. And you said that was part of the soundtrack that you get when you back, right?
Yeah.
So awesome.
At certain tiers.
At certain tiers, yes. Obviously,
yeah.
the tiers say they have a soundtrack. All right, Aimee, how about you tell us about Reality Hackers? Kind of give us the rundown.
Okay. So it's set in a kind of near future society where artificial intelligence has become sentient and basically just kind of enslaved humanity. People get injected with a chemical that basically suppresses their spiritual abilities, their ability to dream, to imagine things. And that's like at birth, they're basically given this. But then there are sort of a select few people who are immune to this. So they kind of live within this society just as outcasts and kind of knowing that there's something a bit different about them. And then the story basically just follows a group of these people as they kind of try to like understand who they are. And so the name Reality Hackers kind of comes from, like, they're not just computer hackers, they can actually hack into the code of reality itself and the informational structures of reality. So basically that's what the artificial intelligence want to suppress in the human race. They don't want them to be able to do this. but these immune people still have that ability, and they can basically change reality and mess with it, stuff like that. So yeah, the story basically just follows a group of them like interacting with each other, and it kind of explores different stories between like intergroup stories, and then also the bigger story of them trying to fight against this artificial intelligence and trying to basically save humanity from that.
That's really cool. I noticed something over here where they're like, right as they're starting to kind of get down, we see the snake tattoo that he has on his head, like they become real for a second.
Yeah. It's sort of like part of his abilities, like when he starts to use his abilities, I like to always draw him with his tattoos kind of coming to life.
That's awesome. I really like that. I think that's a really interesting way to do it. And I love the color palette that you went with this. It's like a very like 80s neon kind of like bright saturated colors.
Yeah, I was quite influenced by like sort of synthwave music and the kind of that. I don't know if you listen to that much of that, but it's that whole scene with the neons, the purples and pinks. I really like that. And that's
It
obviously
reminds me of 80s anime a lot, that palette that you used.
Yeah, that's a big influence of mine as well, is like old school anime, like sort of early 90s, I guess, late 80s as well. So I try to make that kind of atmosphere in some ways.
So
I just really like the character design too. Like
the chat is blowing up about boobs, so that's
yes.
awesome.
Oh,
the thing that I love is, so we had Boob Dan on yesterday. Like,
really, his name?
His actual screen name, Boob Dan Art. That's what he goes by. So Dan Plagle. And so he was on showing all of his like artwork with the big boobs and everything like that. So we talked all about boobs last night, and now here we go. We're starting Saturday off right with the boobs.
Yeah. Everyone comments on the boobs. I mean, I guess I should expect that because they're there.
They aren't just there, they're aggressively there. They are the first thing you see.
You know, you bring up a good point, Shae. Down at that on the pinup that you're gonna get if you hit the stretch goals. I love how you did not shy away from showing the scars.
Oh yeah, because they are fake. Like, I mean, they're not real. And it's sort of implied that she did them herself because she's got all these body mods, and like she has a modification in her head that extracts stuff from her brain as well, and she did that herself. So she also did her own boob job because she just really wanted it and like couldn't afford to get it.
Because why not? I mean, just go hardcore. Fuck it.
Yeah.
That's one way to get one, I guess. I'm trying to figure out how she modded her own brain without like was she just poking around in there, and then all of a sudden she's like, and she's like, oh, don't touch that one again. Okay, okay, we're not doing that one.
Shae wants the side story.
That's sort of spoiler stuff, so I can't go into it too much. But yeah, I don't know how much I can actually explain about that because it will be a spoiler. But yeah,
you don't have to explain it. The idea of her poking around in her own brain and like potentially causing like a random seizure or something, and going, okay, so I need to go 2 centimeters to the left and don't ever touch that strain again. We'll be good.
Yeah.
Touch here, I pee. Touch here, my little eye twitches. Touch here, your trains. And
like, interesting. I don't understand why our brains work like this, but this is fun. This is like a
so I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, I think the reason I kind of had it as she did her mods herself is because in a lot of cyberpunk stuff, it's sort of like, people are augmented by corporations or company, like they get it done to them by someone else, but she's just like DIY all the way.
She's like, look, I wanted it. It was expensive. It was shady as hell. And if it was already going to be shady and expensive, I might as well make it cheaper and just do it myself. Because it's so she went to
Michael's, got herself some crap.
She gets a bunch of needles.
I should probably put a disclaimer like, do not try this at home. It's not an endorsement of like doing your own boob job.
Yeah, no, I mean those are some gnarly scars. Like you can get boob jobs now where you can't tell by scarring, you can only tell by like the abnormally large size that they are wide, high.
Yeah.
There, now you can see it more clearly. That is
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
That's
Oh, it was a long morning. It was a very long morning of like, fuck, nope, that's not straight. Fuck, oh damn it, I messed it up again. I was like, oh shit, the whole time. So at least
No,
you
it's
guys.
so cool. Like, it's when you asked me for the picture, I kind of thought that you were going to do this because I saw like your other videos with cosplays and stuff, and I was really excited to see it. It was just seeing like a character that I made come to life is so cool.
Well, I'm glad that I could do it enough justice that it's at least somewhat recognizable.
Yeah.
I was looking at your main girl, but then I saw things like this and went, well, that's not going to happen. So
You know, I pushed chat. I want you to know I had your back. I pushed for it before
tried very hard.
before the stream started. Before our guest was here, I'm like, so when you changing that top?
Yeah, no, and the thing is I also, I'm military. I didn't really feel like trying to shave my head and do the green and the pink and the cybernetic piece next time. Okay.
Yeah.
Reality Hackers 2. Reality Hackers
Rail
2.
Hackers 3.
3.
Oh, yeah.
Reality Hackers. Yeah. 500. I don't know. The next Reality Hackers will give it a shot. We'll see.
That would be cool.
I'm just saying you technically can shave your head. You just have to go all the way after.
Well, there are some sequences where she has got like hair in the middle as well, like showing like flashbacks basically. So you don't have to remove everything.
Well, so now I need to back the book and then get it in my hands, and then for your next one, I'll have an entire book of references, and I can go, oh, there's one really obscure flashback on page 8. That's the cosplay I'm doing, though.
Yeah.
Well, just braid both sides and go faux hawk. There you go.
Yeah, I've tried that. It doesn't read real well on camera for whatever reason.
You have to raise your camera angle a little bit so we can actually see the top of the faux hawk.
Yeah, I'd have to do the cam whore angle, and I'm not real great at that. So you have a lot of really cool characters that I kind of wanted to talk about. So you obviously have Rubella Word.
Weirda.
Weird.
Weirda. Like weirdo, but weirder.
Rubella.
Yeah.
So she's the main like kind of crazy DIYer.
Yeah. So she kind of has like a lot of different. So basically, she's part of a group of. There's 9 of them altogether of these kind of immune people, these hackers. And she kind of just shows up like out of nowhere, and they don't really know exactly like where she comes from. And then obviously that's explained later on in later issues that I have planned. And she has all these abilities that they all kind of have as well, but she's kind of better at it because she has this thing in her head that she made. And basically the stuff that she extracts from her brain like enables her to do the hacking and all that kind of thing like better.
Mm-hmm.
And then she shares it amongst the whole group, and they all use it, and they kind of they basically just kind of use her in a way, but she's also kind of the leader, but then she isn't, not for the whole time. Like she kind of leaves the group at one point as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then this guy Javentry, he kind of then becomes the main leader of the group, and the story will shift focus onto him a little bit as well in later issues.
Okay.
So
good. And Javentry, he just seems kind of insane. Like he really just seems insane to me. Every time I see him in any panel, he always looks like he's just really over the top.
Yeah, I think he's sort of been gradually driven crazy by living in this society, like where he's sort of on his own as one of these people that's immune, and nobody else around him is. So he's like over time just become a bit crazy and like cynical, but in a scary kind of way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like an actual like sociopath, but that is maybe not bad.
I guess he kind of becomes like a little bit of an anti-hero later in the story. He's that kind of character.
Okay. Yeah, that fits. especially with those very fang-like teeth that he seems to have every time you see his smile. And I'm like, why are they so pointy? Stop, put that away. Like, he gets real close to her in a lot of situations, and I'm like, not the teeth.
In a lot of situations.
I'm just saying, if you scroll through the campaign, you're going to see more than one. Okay, it's nice. It's sweet. It's a sweet.
Okay, let's just say this, and we can't obviously shy away from this, so we may as well lean into it.
Oh, I like it.
A little bit of teeth can work. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying when your teeth look like you're part shark, that's when they probably can't work. And
You just gotta be super gentle.
Gentle.
A little bit of gentle teeth actions, okay. Yeah.
Right.
She's a cyborg. It'll either grow back or she'll replace it.
Yeah.
I mean, she legit, like, he takes a chunk out of her and she's like, I can put a patch on that. It's fine. Because, I have a new place for my circuit board. Right here on my thigh now. We're good. Keep going. All right. So then you have Kaysen. This is actually a character I really wanted to see a little bit more of, just because I really like that you gave her this like gas masky type thing. But that she also has like this gigantic lollipop.
Yeah. So the characters are sort of loosely based on Timothy Leary's 8 circuit model of consciousness. I don't know if you've like heard of that.
I have not, but now I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, it's he's just this crazy like guy in the 60s who like took loads of like LSD and everything, and people think he was a CIA agent, and there's maybe some evidence for that, but I don't know. It's all a bit like we don't really know what his deal was, but he came up with this theory that there's 8 circuits, like a model of human consciousness, and there's 8 different stages basically. And I was just reading all of this stuff whenever I was kind of putting the story for this together, and I thought, would it be interesting to like have characters sort of based on each of those stages? So it's not like directly lifted, but it's kind of loosely based on that. And so there's different, each character is kind of based on that. And then so he had 8 circuits, but because I have 9 characters, I kind of thought to myself, like, what would happen on the 9th stage? And then I kind of tried to imagine, like, what the next one up would be. And that's kind of what Rubella is meant to represent. Okay. So,
you just sold me on this book. That's awesome. So I like this. She has a bit of an oral fixation, which would explain why she seems to never have... like she doesn't ever run out of like lollipops. It seems like she's always got something that she can shove in her mouth.
Yeah. So that's like the first circuit is like biosurvival. Okay. And yeah, so it's kind of like a very early stage in evolution. So I thought like oral fixation, like infant, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. The whole like if you touch the side of their cheek, then they turn with their mouth open.
Yeah.
I totally understand what you're talking about.
I just have to say this as an aside, and I'm completely derailing us, and shut up, Shae. Eric McIntyre just did an emoji that does not show up on StreamYard, but does show up in our chat called elbow cough. That totally looks like a dab.
I know. It does. It 1,000% looks like a dab.
Yeah, it does.
So I also love what you did for Dyad, because I love this like pink like visor thing that he's got going on there, and the fact that you're like he's aggressive, like you're going on and talking about it as like he's this, but then he kind of contradicts himself, and then you go aggressive. It's just
that's quite interesting. Actually, I didn't really think of that. I guess the pink. I think I started off, it was more of a red color, but then it kind of, I just give it a bit of a pink tinge because of the whole synthwave thing. But that's actually interesting that you say that, because it's almost like contrasts, and he's all about contrasts.
Well, and it's so funny because you say espouses postmodern subjectivism, yet everything he says is dual absolute. And so you're like, does this. And it's like aggressive, pink visor.
Maybe that was like subconscious on my part, but that's cool.
I love it.
I'm just waiting for the reveal. Likes unicorns.
Oh my gosh, make him like Deadpool, the little unicorn somewhere. Holy shit. And then you have your Gigantamo Saltex.
Yeah, he's like the technical, like kind of, the techie guy who like fixes all the computers and kind of does all the kind of hardware related stuff. But also his thing is like symbolism as well. So he kind of puts when they do like hacking operations, he sort of maps out things and puts together the sort of symbols that they're going to use for those. So.
And I just saw that question in the chat size. So people are asking, are you the writer, the artist, the everything?
Yeah, everything, yeah.
The jack of all trades, which is not like, it's gonna sound condescending, and just know I don't mean it that way at all. It's really rare to see like a woman who is a good artist and also a good writer, that where it doesn't get too much on one side or the other, where it's like, I'm a really good writer and I can kind of draw things. Or like, I'm a phenomenal artist and everything that I write has already been done and I just gave people new names, you know. And so the fact that you're like, oh yeah, no, entirely new story, by the way, look at this badass art. And it's like, you're like, I don't, okay, yeah.
Well, thank you. I mean, sometimes I question myself, because a few people have said like, oh, this is just like the Matrix, but not. And I think, oh, is it? Have I like accidentally stolen the Matrix? But I think it does have differences, because like,
oh yeah, it does.
Like the first thing, because I think someone thought that because there's the whole virtual reality and like artificial intelligence like controlling everyone, but it's the opposite, in the sense that in the Matrix everybody's living in the virtual reality and they're being controlled within that. But in my story, they're being controlled within the physical world, and the virtual reality is kind of separate from that. So
well, and the thing is you're always going to get people who are going to try and equate what you're doing to something that is familiar to them in order to try and process the story. And so everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, like the Matrix. I mean, no, but if that helps you try to like wrap your mind around what's going on, okay. If you flipped the Matrix and then made it not like that at all, then yeah, sure, it's like the Matrix.
Although, I mean, I probably have been influenced by the Matrix on some level, obviously, because like it's great, and you know, it's part of the whole cyberpunk like genre and stuff. So it's in the consciousness of like doing like cyberpunk and sort of things that are related to the future and transhumanism and stuff. So there's definitely influence, but and
I don't think that anything that you're doing here seems like it's just a total rip off of anything else. This is all brand new as far as I'm concerned with kind of how you're going about the storyline. I also love Akasha.
She is 6'7" in heels. You did not specify the size of the heels.
That's fair.
Just throwing out some defense
there. Yeah, so Akasha, this is the funny thing, is like I'm sitting here trying to decide who I was going to cosplay as with everything, and I finally had to go, okay, I can't go off of what they are. I have to go off of their look and what I can more accurately translate, because I'm not gonna lie, I read Akasha and she goes sexual healer and I went, oh, I can't do that one. The second I do that one, we're screwed. And then I went through all the rest of them and I went, so Akasha, I think that's the one, that's the one we're gonna try.
So I so wanted to get the rights to the song Sexual Healing for this stream.
Oh wow, that would be cool. That would be nice.
But I like how she's a sexual healer and moral teacher of the group.
Yeah, I guess in some way I was trying to like bring those things back together, because I know I've obviously drawn like just brazen sexual things, but I don't want it to just be like about that. I want there to also be some attempt to like have morality in sex in some way. So she's kind of that character, but yeah.
Well, I mean, we have the one thing that I will say is that there's a lot of people that really kind of demonize sex, which is just such a shame. Like, what you doing with your life that's what you got to demonize? There's way worse things out there.
Yeah.
But I think that I mean, I'm gonna go up. So they look like they're pretty happy with each other. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't look like anybody's unwilling as far as participation goes. They seem rather into one another.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit like some people might not like it because this is supposed to be their kind of first time that they meet in cyberspace, and they just automatically like are into each other. It's kind of that's the whole point of it.
What happens in cyberspace?
Well, exactly. You also have to kind of pay attention to the fact that this happens in real life all the time, and people just like to pretend that it doesn't. It's like how many people go to a bar for a one-night stand? At least this isn't a one-night stand. This is a recurring thing. Like they're into each other. This is
like literally.
Yes, literally into.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just wanted to point this out. Sexual healer, where can I make an appointment? And I thought this was a little bit.
Exactly. Yes. That's how you can make the appointment.
Buy the book.
go get the book and then learn all about it, and then you'll know, and you'll be healed.
Yeah,
and have better morals.
I guess her job is sort of like, because they're trying to make like their own community away from the main world. It's right. She's not like there to tell people off or whatever, but she's just there to sort of try and regulate things. But the other thing is that this ability that she has, like, because she can kind of use her sexual energy when they're doing their hacking and stuff as well. And she is there also to regulate that if that goes out of control, because it can also go out of control. So she kind of uses that ability like in the real world. And
well, I mean, it would make sense though, because if you're talking about, so they're augmenting reality and they're able to feel emotion and all these kinds of things that other people haven't been able to feel. So what is one of the most emotionally driven things that two people can do?
Yeah.
Have sex.
Kill a third person. Oh, never mind.
Wow. I just feel like you need to go sit in the corner. But no, I think that I get where you're going with a lot of this, and I'm totally for it. Like, I think it's awesome. And then on top of it, you have gorgeous character design and really beautifully drawn panels with amazing colors. And I
love that. Go back.
This one,
the city. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that is so awesome.
It is a gorgeous city, and I love the fact that there's like this whole standoff going on, but then in like if you look just up from it, it's like, oh, but look, it's all like clean and modern. And like down below, it's like, yeah, there's like a full-on riot going on in this city, and if you look, it stretches the entire city. Like, it's not, oh, in this one little back alleyway. It's like, no, this is like a main street, and that's like all of the city out on the street rioting.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting to hear, like that as well, like the kind of that there's a contrast even within that page that I didn't necessarily mean to do, but it kind of and it actually makes sense with what's going on in that part of the story and stuff as well.
Just a nickel's worth of free advice. Offer that as an add-on print.
Oh, okay.
That'd be a cool print. That would
maybe.
Yeah, you want that kind of cinematic, big world. I mean, the sex is awesome, and the sex is definitely going to sell. But for those of us who love the cyberpunk world, I mean,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, you just gave me an idea. So I've done kind of embellished prints where I take parts of the print and I basically put it up on holographic tape, so it gives it a nice sheen and a shine. Could you imagine, Alex, all of those screens?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be awesome.
We might have to make that happen, Amy. That might have to be a thing.
Yeah, I want that.
Okay, look, you send me the high res of that. I'll print it up and work on it, because I want to see that be a thing. And I'll make two. I'll make you one, and I'll make one for Alex.
Because someone has a 13x19 printer.
I do. Art quality.
Cool.
Just saying.
Wow, that's awesome. I want one.
But yeah, no, I really love your aesthetic. And the thing is, what I was gonna say is, you keep on having these moments where I'm like, oh, it seems like this, and you go, oh, I didn't even notice that. To me, that's kind of the mark of a really good storyteller, because you are in your world. And so you're in this world that you've created, and you know the story that you're trying to say, and inherently you're going, this would make sense in this kind of a setting, and you're putting them together, and you don't have to have the overtly conscious thought, because it makes it natural. If it's something that you're like consciously trying to do, it usually makes it a little hokey and a little bit too
forced.
Yeah. That's, I always kind of like, sometimes I struggle when I'm writing because I don't want to make things forced at all, but I do want to get like a message across, and it's like trying to get that balance.
Yeah,
and
you've got to
not
thread that
think
needle
about
so
it.
it's not contrived, but feels natural
Yeah.
to the characters and your story and stuff. We've got some really great comments going on in the chat right now.
Yeah. Oh, the chat loves you and loves your book. And I just noticed something else about this that didn't hit me at first. The sky's gray, and down below everybody's in grayscale, but the center of the city, like the mid part of the city, is where everything's like happy and pretty, and you're just pay attention to us, the shiny screens. And it's like, it's a gray sky, and there's literal fire down below. It's like, no, pretty pink neon. Like, pay attention to this over here. It's fine. Everything's fine. Like,
Well, I'm glad you like this page, because I was like not sure about the colors and stuff, because they're not, because I wanted to do it differently than the just pinks and purples. I didn't want every page to be like that.
no,
and
the thing is that you did really good, though. Like, you brought in enough of it, but then you left it nitty gritty and kind of dank and dark, like it would be, because that's what it is for these people.
Like the advertising for the world is all bright and hopeful and cheery colors, and then the reality of the world below it is all just
not. It's so good. Okay. We have a bunch of tears to go over. I'm getting lost in boobs, bright colors, and symbolism.
Well, that's a marketable property for you.
I know what I like, and I'm just saying, Aimee has kind of given me what I like in a little bundle. So I'm like, I need my paycheck to come on Monday, because I need to make sure that I have this. All right, so you have your featured bundle. You can go ahead and tell us about that.
So this is basically like all the other tiers included, as well as you can be drawn into the comic as a character. So basically I'm going to have it so it's a character with like any sort of symbol or slogan on a t-shirt, or like a tattoo, or maybe because there's like these protest scenes, you can be holding up a sign and you can have like basically whatever you want. Or if you don't want it to be like you could just make up a character, or it could be like any character, really. As long as it kind of isn't completely not fitting in with the scene. But yeah, so it's pretty much whatever you want, a character and a slogan or symbol.
Awesome. Alex, before you ask, this is already the tier that we're gonna back. It's already happening, and your ass is the one getting drawn in. I feel like in this world, what would go better, a Viking or a cyborg? I kind of feel like you win the battle. Like, I don't feel like it's a contest.
I'm just laughing my ass off at the chat, because everyone's like, "Oh my god,
I'm just about to faint."
Stop gasping, Cy. Is that a nerdgasm?
It is. That's exactly what is happening.
Okay, and Phil just came back and said he's already in the comic. So I just have to say this: do not put me next to Phil unless I'm ripping his head off. I mean, if I'm using his head as a basketball, then I'll pay extra.
Okay, noted. I'll remember that.
All right, so for good hell, women, I know that we talked about this backstage, but what the crap are your prices? These are so expensive.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, so I did the first issue, I did a Kickstarter last year, and I think when I kind of researched, and like I'd seen other campaigns on Kickstarter and they had sort of some similar prices, and I just kind of thought of it like, well, if I go and buy a comic in a shop, like it's not that expensive for an issue, so I don't want to charge people like too much more than that. And then a digital copy, I just made it even cheaper. But but yeah, I think like I maybe should have put them higher. People have been saying this to me now that this is not good.
Well, okay, so how many pages is your book?
So 28 pages.
28.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So for 28 pages, a little bit on the lower end makes sense. But like a little bit on the lower end, not like here's $4. Instead of going and getting your like value pack of tacos at Taco Bell, go buy a book. Like that's too low.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I thought it would like encourage people as well, but I think it's just had the effect of like it's been really slow to reach the goal. So
you have a decent amount of backers. It's just that all of your tiers are priced so low that it is going to take a lot more backers for you to get to the tiers that you want to.
Right.
You want to reach. Aya says, "Oh no, there's the we're going to talk face again." I have a catchphrase, and
I'm trying to get my cat out of it
after. But yeah, the thing is you have an absolutely gorgeous book here, and you have 64 backers. So in most campaigns, 64 backers, you'd be a decent amount higher than $2,000.
Yeah.
$15. You have a signed comic for $9. $15 at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
If not 20 for signed, because that means that you're going to have to ship them to you and then ship them to your backers.
Mm-hmm.
What? Sorry, what was that?
Your signed comic, you're going to have them printed, shipped to you, and then you're going to have to ship them to your backers, which means manual fulfillment, which means labor and hassle and your crippled hand.
Oh, well, I was going to do it all manually anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's one of the things that we notice a lot with creators, especially creators that are newer, maybe don't have as big of a following, is that you undervalue your time like to a detriment to yourself.
Yeah.
I think what Silver is asking is actually really relevant to this conversation right now too. So what is the shipping from the UK like to the US?
Oh, you're going to get really mad at me because I don't actually know the exact price, but I also did this thing where I like included like $1 or £1 worth of the shipping in the price of the comic to make the shipping prices lower. But like I did that in a Kickstarter as well, and I just thought like that got funded within the first week, and I just thought, oh well, this will be easy to I'll just be able to make like twice the goal this time because I have like twice as many followers now as well. So I thought it would be like, oh, this is gonna work, but no.
We you know what, we love you and we love what you got going here, and we're gonna help.
Yeah, it's been a learning experience for sure.
Well, so here's something that is counterintuitive that a lot of people don't understand. If you price your tiers too low, it has the negative effect. It has an opposite effect from what you would expect, right? Oh no, we lost the guest. That is
she's
crazy.
Like,
she's like, back.
Enough of this shit. I'm getting out of here.
Was it the cat?
My cat just sat on the keyboard.
I was like, she was petting a cat. How much you want to bet? The cat was like, you're done.
I was trying to get him not to walk on the keyboard, but yeah, he's sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's
what were you
fine.
saying?
I have a parrot that does the same thing, except he likes to blue screen my computer. And I don't know how to undo it a lot of the time because he hits the right combination, and it takes like 3 hours of research on my phone to figure out how to undo what he just did to my computer.
Oh no! Oh god!
He's not allowed in my office very often. He's kind of huge.
Yeah.
So what I was saying is a lot of people like you think if you price it lower that you're making it accessible to a ton of people, right? But there is a limit. If you go too low, then what the messaging ends up being subconsciously to people is that I lack confidence in my own product.
Mm,
Therefore, I'm going to
Right.
try and get you to back it by making it incredibly affordable.
yeah. I think it is probably because I have had like problems with pricing myself in general for like commissions and stuff. I always underprice myself, and
Yeah.
I have to get over that and deal with that because it is like it's this ongoing thing, and it's probably now materialized in this as well. So
Well, and
Artists do that all the time.
I was going to say
Yeah.
it's what every artist does. And art in every vein. Like I make cosplay pieces, and I have people that go, "Okay, well, how much do you want for it?" And I'm like, "Oh, supplies were like 20." And size, like, I swear, you say 20 to them, I will cut you. And I'm like, 30? It's like you spent 3 days making it. And I'm like,
yeah,
35? Like, I don't know how to price this.
yeah. It is definitely a thing. Like we do sort of just think, oh well, it's just the cost of the supplies, and you don't take your own labor and like effort that
Exactly.
you put into account.
You're
Well,
charging £7 shipping to the US. I just checked.
oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh,
I think
woman.
it was like because it's Royal Mail from the UK, so
Yeah.
it's like £8 or something, and so I just took £1 off to make it a bit cheaper.
So the Royal Mail in the UK to ship to the US is £8.
I think for a large letter it is, and then once you get like over 250 grams or something like that,
Uh-huh.
it's a bit more.
Okay, if Wooly is still in our chat,
Yes. Wooly, can you help shed some light on what your shipping cost was?
please, because I don't know what the fuck a gram is other than buying cocaine. So if you could,
Well,
So
and that-
I think I was priced so basic because what I'm doing with this is like I'm offering the second issue, and then for some of the tiers you can get the first issue bundled with it. So I
Uh-huh.
think it was like Royal Mail's like sort of like starting price. That's what one comic costs to send, but then once you go over like 250 grams, that's 2 comics because it's a bit more than that. I think
right.
I think it's 250 anyway, something like that. So it gets a bit more expensive with the two.
So, to give you perspective, right? When we have people that are doing international shipping here, what's the cheapest that you've seen in international shipping where the artist wasn't taking a massive hit, Alex?
you still take a hit at $15, so probably
Yeah.
20.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow, okay.
I think 15 to 20 bucks. So you're talking like around 25-ish quid. Is
The other way, but yeah.
generally what we end up charging US to UK, and it's
Okay.
not a ton better going the other way. I'm like I'm in Maryland, so I'm a couple states from Canada. Like I'm not that far, and me shipping something 11 by 17 to Canada versus 11 by 17 down to Florida, like if I was going to ship something to Death Metal Hero to Florida, it's going to cost me probably 10 to 12 bucks. To Canada, it's going to cost me 40, simply
Right.
because it's going to Canada and it's
Yeah.
international now.
Right.
So that's the only thing that concerns me about this is I don't want you taking such a massive hit in shipping because the majority of your backers are probably going to be in the States.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think I was working it out for based on like an estimate of because my Kickstarter last year was like it was something like I think there was kind of equal amounts actually of UK and US backers. But then like with this one I think there are a lot more US backers on this one. I don't know if that's just because I'm using Indiegogo or if I'm not sure why it's different this time.
Indiegogo would be a big pull as to why a lot of American backers are looking on Indiegogo for this kind of content, but also word is getting out.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got like your bundles are insanely cheap. If you want just the signed comic, it's $9. The first and second is 12, so you're charging $3 more.
Well, that's partly because I have already got some of those printed, so I'm not paying for more printing on those. So they are like I have leftovers basically from the last campaign.
So what you're doing is you're devaluing your printing costs from the first campaign.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying. We'll talk. We'll talk.
We got you, girl. Like we want you to be successful for sure.
You are an amazing artist, and by the looks of it, having only read what's on your page, an amazing writer. We just want to help you properly value your work, even as somebody who's just getting into the Indiegogo side of things, because you deserve to be rewarded for obviously this high level of effort. That's all we're saying. We're not trying to pick on you.
No, I totally appreciate it because I believe in. Oh yeah.
What the fuck? I was totally awesome and nice. I'm gonna mute and be in the corner and cry.
Okay. All right, you go sit over there. So I can tell you another reason why you're having a hard time hitting your goal. The most expensive tier you have on here is $53 US. That's your most expensive tier. When you offer everything at such a discount and you don't ever offer anything for people that have money that want to help support because they like you, they like how the project looks, they want to see it succeed, they're not going to back your featured perk, 4 times to get you $200-ish.
Right.
They're gonna back this once and then go, well, hopefully they make the goal. So if you started offering, are you traditional or digital for your art?
Digital.
Okay. If you decided to offer some traditional pages where you print out the blue line and traditionally ink, maybe with Micron, or if you're real comfortable with an actual ink pen. But if you offered some original art, or if you offered, you have a lot of really cool looking designs and stuff, you could make some really neat merch that you could offer in bundle packs to help get you a couple of tiers at a higher level. Usually art is the easier one to do. Like I said, if you wanted to do an embellished print tier where we go through and we take some of these really cool moments that you have and we put holographic accent over certain panels and stuff, and you limit those to 5 and you offer them at a higher price point, those are going to help get you closer to your goal, but it's also going to help people who really want to see you succeed help you succeed, because they're going to be able to get something that's cool, unique, and limited, but at a higher price point for you.
Yeah. I was thinking that I should have maybe had some like special perks and like different like other things than what I have at the minute.
Just a few though. I mean, you don't want to overload it, but I mean, if you can do those things, because if you think about it, you've already produced the art, right? So you're not going into cost. The only cost would be to print whatever it is, since you do work digitally. And then, I mean, it's just a matter of numbering it, signing it. I mean, even if you printed out a generic little certificate of authenticity or something like that, and then shipping that, because it's going to have to be, of course, in something very rigid if it's going to be original art, not just a floppy comic. But I mean, you can do all that on the back end with your shipping costs.
Oh yeah.
So,
well, and there's also moments where you can do stuff with like printing up on canvas, and you can limit how many canvas prints you're going to offer of digital art that you've already done. But if you have it printed up on canvas, and you can usually get it from the places that do really good deals on them, you can get it shipped directly to whoever it is that backed it without extra cost to you, which is something that's awesome. Phoenix Animation, thank you very much for the $5. Says, maybe I can help with bottle openers and metal bookmarks. What do you think, Shae? I have seen these the products that Phoenix Animation does, and I mean, it wouldn't be bad. Like, you got really vibrant, cool colors that you could use. And they do bottle openers that are double-sided metal, like flat little metal bottle openers that you could do printing on either side. So one side you could do one of your characters, the other side you could do the Reality Hackers logo. And they offer them at a pretty good deal. So you could work out with them and then sell it for more of a premium as an add-on, or do a swag perk or something like that. There's a lot of opportunity for you.
That's cool. Yeah, I like the sound of that.
So my question for you, is this your second 30 days or your first?
Second.
Second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have 6 days to get you to goal. And you're not super far off of it. You are,
It is fixed.
yeah.
Yeah, that's sort
okay.
of like I was thinking like I was going to do flexible, but then I kind of thought like, well, I don't want to end up with like less money than what I think I need, and I thought again because the Kickstarter went so well, I kind of assumed that would happen again. So yeah.
So you're $633 away. That is not super far.
Mm.
I
But with
think
the
that
prices.
your prices are low, that's the thing that's going to kill you.
Yeah.
If we can, we'll talk and see if we can come up with something that is realistic that you could actually do.
Yeah.
That you could offer maybe a slightly higher price point to just incentivize people backing you at a little higher tier. We'll see if we can get something like that up for your last week. But really, this just needs to get in front of the right people. This needs to hit more people. So if you're able to do more streams and try and get on a couple other people's channels, I really think that it's doable.
Yeah.
And if you don't end up funding, if this ends up not funding, then what I would absolutely love is to sit down, the three of us, like sit down, kind of reassess, see if we can help you get a game plan, and then launch in January or February.
Yeah, that would be cool. As I've been thinking like, okay, there's good chance this might not hit it now. So been thinking of plan B. So
Sade, I am deleting that for suggesting that she get on Michael Bancroft's show, who is the biggest sniper of our shit.
Oh, we love Mike. Mike is awesome. But yeah, we'll definitely talk a little bit off air. Does anybody have any questions for the lovely Aimee about reality hackers? Because this is a really awesome book that needs more funding and needs more eyes for sure. You already got an offer. Dark Gift says that you're more than welcome to come on Comicsgate Comics Book Showcase. So Dark Gift, hit her up. We got her contact information in the description. Hit her up on Twitter and see if you guys can work that out, because that's a different audience than what we've got for sure.
Thanks.
But yeah, do you have any other questions for her, Alex?
I had one, and it has slipped away in the 20 minutes that you didn't talk to me about questions before we opened it up to the chat or the tiers. But I'm sure it'll come back to me during your closing.
So Zaid actually had a question. He says, can you talk about the action in the book and the robots?
Yeah, so there's going to be some fight scenes with like kind of like the lackeys of the artificial intelligence. So the artificial intelligence is mostly like these orb type things. I think there's a few shots of them, pictures of them on the campaign page. They're like nodes that kind of are all around the cities. This kind of just grown and spread. But then they have these like robot lackeys that are kind of more mobile, and they have fights with the hackers and stuff like that. So most of like the action scenes will be robots fighting people, which is very hard to draw.
Yeah, I bet. Oh my gosh, I want this little core as a patch.
What is the patch going to be, by the way, since Shae didn't go over the stretch goals despite me reminding her?
Right. We have stretch goals. Let's talk about the stretch goals.
Subtle.
I'm sorry. I got excited about everything else. Stretch goals.
Yeah, so the patch I think was actually going to be that sort of the core symbol, the circle and like the eye in the middle. But I have a couple of other designs as well that I'm still kind of working on for the that I might use for those.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's exciting.
Hit the goal and find out.
Yeah.
Right? Guys, we need the patches. We need them in all of our lives. Come on now. All right, so you've got your first patch is the A3 pinup poster of this.
Hmm.
And then at
Uncensored.
uncensored, there won't be a black bar. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm just saying if we get you, if you get there, let me put it that way, if you get there, and we end up with this A3 nice poster, and it goes on Shae's wall, we might need to apply a little bit of black tape.
Oh,
saying.
right, yeah.
I'll put it right here. It can stare at me while I stream.
Well, her
You want-
hair, it's sort of like it's a bit of titillation as well because the hair kind of covers the nipples, but not quite. So
Did you do that on purpose, Miss Ryder? A bit of titillation?
it's yeah.
Entirely irrational. And then you've got 2,500 pounds is the embroidered patches for everyone over $7 or £7. For 3, we've got the black and white ink edition. That is awesome.
Yeah.
So you're incurring more shipping costs here, I think, with a third comic and more printing costs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shae, are
I
you
think
drinking
that-
a fucking beer?
No, it's a
Oh, okay.
Pepsi. What's wrong with you?
I think I was estimating all of these based on like a low number of backers. Yeah, I need to look at my maths again, probably.
Yeah, that's the problem is if it was a low number of backers, then it wouldn't be that bad. But because your tiers are so low,
Yeah.
you have to have a high number of backers in order to reach those amounts.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
okay.
You
We're
put
gonna
yourself
try
in a
and help.
catch-22. Wow. Yes.
We got you.
Get you a lot of very low overhead, very high cost tiers for those big spenders out there.
Yes. All right, and then 3,500. You have the special guest variant cover art. Are you gonna tease who the special guest is, or?
Oh, sorry. I lost you for a second there.
Oh, the stretch goal, the 3,500 special guest variant cover art. I said, are you gonna tease who that is?
There's a few people that I have in mind, and I've kind of asked for pricing and stuff, but because I haven't like reached the goal
Right.
yet, I haven't confirmed any of that yet. So
Okay.
yeah.
So
I was hoping to reach it and then like announce all that, and yeah.
yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Let's say you hit funding. Are you staying in demand?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
And
Even
your
if
delivery date of this is what?
Said even if she wasn't originally, I would twist her arm and be like, "You were staying in demand.
Yeah.
Please. Why would you not?"
When was your delivery? Didn't it say something like March?
March, yeah. So I'm like, obviously if it gets funded and all that, I have a colorist that's going to help me out and stuff. So I should be able to get it all finished by then.
Okay.
I hope. It should be enough time, I think.
And just for any concerns that may cause, I assume that they're able to match your coloring style that you've already done pretty awesomely.
Yes. And if there are issues with that, I'm maybe going to do some of the I'm going to maybe get them to just do the flatting, and then I can sort of add
yeah.
extra like shading and effects and stuff.
Good idea.
Yeah.
So we did actually have a question from Luke, and he posted it before, and then I totally forgot about it. So he said, I don't know if you answered this already, but what's everyone's favorite cyberpunk book? And he wanted that for all 3 of us. So I don't know.
I can
Like
answer that question, but
like literature or comic book, like comic.
Yes.
Yeah. Both. Oh, I'd say probably Transmetropolitan.
Nice.
Warren Ellis, it's awesome.
Alex.
oh, you want more time to think?
I literally could not tell you. I don't know.
Ghost in the Shell. That's got to be very cyberpunk. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Masamune Shirow, awesome cyberpunk.
I'm a terrible person, and I don't.
She's looking up.
I know. I'm like, hold on. Let me. I have no idea.
That would have been better if you would have muted and done that while I was answering the question, so they couldn't hear you typing.
No, I was looking at something else. So when we first
Mhm.
started with you on the stream, you were at 2012 US dollars, and now you're at 2157. So you are getting there. You are getting
cool.
closer.
Oh, that's
and
awesome. Thanks,
like-
guys.
like Wicked said, if you were able to get $100 a day, so get 2 people to back your featured tier a day, and you'll hit funding.
Unfortunately, that feature tier is going to run out. It was at 8 when we started, then it flipped to 9. What's it at now?
It's at 9.
Yeah,
Okay.
Is that editable? The number that you can, like, can I
No.
change that to more? Oh, okay.
What you would have
what
to
you could do.
Shut up.
Sorry.
What you would
Should
have
be
to
enough,
do
though, right?
is
Yeah.
copy the perk,
Uh-huh.
hide the original, and then you can add on whatever number you want to. But it is a
Okay.
fixed. If you're making it a fixed number, it has to stay a fixed number.
Right,
So in
okay.
other words, you would have to. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, right.
So Shae, you are about to interrupt me and say what now?
So it's.
Anyway,
I hate you. I hate you so much. You have no idea. I just screamed in my office. Like, my dog thinks I'm insane now.
your dog knows you're insane now.
You're such a jerk. Seriously, I think that this is very, very doable. And you're at 81% funded now. You still have 6 days left. So I think we just got to get this out to the right people. And I think that we could get you to funding. And I can already tell you, you're getting at least 1 more person backing your featured tier, if not 2 more backs at that.
So the answer is yes. Gets Bubblegum Crisis and Akira, fans of all of those, and Appleseed and Armitage and Alita's some really good dirty cyberpunk.
Alita's probably more. Like, I haven't read a ton of specific cyberpunk. I've gotten bits and pieces here and there, but I think Alita is probably one of my favorite ones so far.
Yeah, I think I've probably watched more of the anime than actually read like the mangas and stuff, but I want to get more of those books.
Yes.
Cool.
So let the truth get out there, and I will be called a charlatan or whatever, heathen. The only manga I have ever purchased is Ghost in the Shell.
I don't think that makes
I've looked through it in shops and like it looks really nice, but I haven't purchased it.
So manga has such a different. Manga is the quality of manga, the printing, the colors, just the art itself is so much closer to what indie comics is than what mainstream comics is. So that's probably one of the draws for me. Shit, I just had a train of thought and it derailed. Never mind.
You're so good at this.
I know. I should have a show. I really should.
You should have a channel and maybe see if you can get it monetized.
Yes, and then I should get some total asshole to be the co-owner of my channel.
Yeah. Such a jerk. Oh my gosh. All right. Aimee, do you have anything else that you want to let us know about when it comes to this project?
I think I maybe just didn't talk about the soundtrack that's available with
Oh,
one
yes.
of the tiers.
Yes.
Yeah. So my boyfriend Vosto Vlad, he makes the soundtrack. So basically you can get the soundtrack that I used for the Kickstarter and for this campaign as well.
Oh, you mean the person that's been commenting in our chat?
Yeah.
Well, hello, Vosto Vlad. Thank you for totally commenting and not even having us realize that you are part of the creative team.
Yeah, he's done like quite a few of these comic crowdfunder soundtracks now. It all started with Carlo Rowe, I think, and then like for Deathsworn, and then he did a bunch more. So
that's awesome. I'm gonna just interrupt one more time. Because After Dark gift backed $21.84 US dollars. So you were very much getting there, 82% funded.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
So I
Thank
am
you.
hoping that we can get this in front of enough people that we can get you to hit funding before your 6 days. I feel like this could happen by Wednesday at the latest. And
It would be so
that's
good.
a challenge for everybody because I mean, come on. There's
Okay,
no
let's make this a real challenge then.
Okay,
And
Monday.
I'm volunteering you, Shae, to
Oh,
make
God.
this a real challenge. If the funding hits by Wednesday, maybe we could convince Shae to do a slightly more realistic take on the top half of that cosplay. Sex sells.
I know, but I gotta see what the rest of the top half is because I'm pretty sure she's just naked with
What?
tracks.
So for Akasha?
Yeah.
No, she wears like a kind of corset top thing. I think I might have. There might be. I can find like another drawing of her, maybe from one of the panels.
Okay.
I think
Well,
she
you
is
guys are
naked in
looking.
one of the panels, but I have also drawn her with like a corset, like a bodice type thing.
Okay. All right. Challenge accepted. If we can get this funded by Wednesday, by midnight Wednesday.
End of business.
End of business. So 5 p.m.
Our business runs till midnight. I'm just saying. At midnight Pacific.
Why do you say things? Why do
Midnight Pacific.
Midnight
That
Pacific?
That gives them the best chance.
Okay. CY is working for the people right now. If we get this funded by midnight Pacific on Wednesday, then I will work on doing a more realistic.
You will do.
I will. CY's like, no. I will do a better version of this cosplay
With
a corset. I don't know.
With the nice revealingness of the top. That's all I'm saying. Saying a better version could mean you retouch the fucking makeup. We're not playing word games here. This is not the semantic show. No.
All right. Well,
rules lawyer, isn't that?
It'll be good. It'll be good.
The gloves are off.
I promise. Oh, watch you get funded like tomorrow and then be like, well, fuck. Shit. Okay.
And just think, Shae, you're helping to contribute to your own downfall.
Yeah, I am. I blame you. This is entirely your fault. But yeah, as long as Aimee is happy with that, because this is her creation. This is her IP. So as long as she is down for it, then
yeah, so definitely.
Damn it. Okay. All right. Wow, it didn't work.
That was your last lifeline. No.
It was. It's fine. No, we'll do a really good one with a nice top and everything.
Wasn't there one? It probably wasn't the same character, but that had kind of a jacket. Or basically, it was the entire middle boob was exposed.
That's the main character.
Well, just saying, you can take some inspiration.
Well, I'm just saying, like, looking at Akasha, she does have some thigh highs, and they look like if I squinted, I could pretend that they were purple because I have purple thigh highs.
Oh,
we
cool.
can make it work. It'll be
that
fine.
will match the makeup.
Yeah. See. Well, it'll.
I really want to draw like a version of her now with these colors. Like maybe she can actually change the colors and stuff because. She can do what she likes. She can do what she wants.
Self-actuated body mod, indeed. So yes, Shae just keeps digging that hole deeper. We just hand her the shovel and let her go. I was going to ask Vasto a quick question though. I'm just curious because listening to the soundtrack that's over the trailer, it really gave me that kind of little Blade Runner vibe in it, the original, not the new one. Vangelis, any inspiration at all? Just curious. And
he'll probably say yes.
We can just continue on because that'll take 6 seconds for him to hear and 6 seconds for us to see the response.
Very true. Well, while we wait for the response from Vlad. Let's one more time say thank you very much to our sponsor, The Dragon's Treasure. If you go to thedragonstreasure.com and put in code Red Valkyrie, you save 10% on anime themed tea. So definitely go check it out. We get a little bit of a kickback, which we very much appreciate.
9 cents.
What?
9 cents. That's what we get.
9 cents. Yes.
I'm kidding.
It's a good amount. And the tea is awesome. So go check it out.
I'm just waiting on my chat to catch up in my popped out chat, and it just scrolled past Luke saying, well, you got to find somebody that can balance out you being a complete asshole, right, Sai? So.
That's very true. There you go. Vangelis is my favorite guy. Greek god. Greek synth god more powerful than Zeus. There's your answer. It's a great answer.
I mean, that soundtrack from Blade Runner was very iconic. I mean, you couldn't swing a dead cat without hearing it back when that movie came out, well before my time, because I'm from the 31st century and I'm not that old. Anyway.
Right. Oh, there you go. There's the full name. Not even going to try.
What?
Evangelos
Papathanasio, I think.
Yeah.
Papathanasio.
Papathanasio. Yeah.
No, you gotta definitely pronounce that ass. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Well, I think that we've probably depleted all of the questions we could possibly come up with for Aimee, but this is gorgeous. Like, the art is amazing. The writing from what I've seen so far is awesome. You definitely are underselling yourself. And get in while the price is cheap, guys, because we're about to have a serious conversation with her.
Won't be next time.
No, next campaign. It ain't gonna be this cheap because look, she gotta get paid.
Why is to put yourself in the comic suddenly $150?
Right. It was 54 last time. Yeah, she's made it now.
People have died. There's less room for people to be in the comic.
But seriously, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. Totally worth waking up early and painstakingly trying to paint shit on my face.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for having me. And for making the effort to do the cosplay. That's so cool.
Oh, really, yeah. I'm just saying, like, when you hit your goal, because it's going to happen, when you hit your goal before Wednesday, I will curse and then I will start working on better cosplay. Awesome. We'll make something that people will be very pleased with, and I'll make sure that you're involved so you can be like, yeah, don't do that. That's terrible. And be like, okay, I will find something else.
Cool.
I love Soul Ion. Follow Aimee on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
I mean, really, he spelled it meh.
Meh.
New artist name.
Oh my gosh. But thank you so much for hanging out with us. This has been an absolute blast, and we will definitely talk backstage. Alex, thank you for being an asshole like you always are.
You're very welcome. Thank you for being my co-owner on this channel. Also, guys, don't forget to tune in. We have 2 more streams today. Really, really packing them in there.
Oh yeah,
Elsa Dark and
Dark with Wooly, because that's our guy. And then we're doing Sovereign Wolf.
Oh, now I remember my question. Yes, Sovereign Wolf. Very good, Shae.
Yay!
You did it perfectly. She likes saying sovereign wolf. Because, I mean, just the way it's spelled.
Yeah.
Question, you stupid bitch.
My question, it was more of a pun than a question. I mean, the cat hacking your computer, reality hacker.
And I hope you feel bad for saying it.
I don't. I feel proud of it. I am proud of what I have done. Gold star participation trophy.
Thank you everyone for hanging out with us. Go check out Reality Hackers. Back that shit now. Get her funded, because seriously, she deserves it. She busts her ass. We will see you guys in a couple short hours. See you later.
Bye.